I'm going to tell my story. I grew up in Manchester Township, New Jersey.
Hold on.
And then I got signed to Metal Blade, and I made tens of dollars.
There you go. Tens of thousands. So the Goo Goo Dolls, people ask me about this all the time. Like, why were the Goo Goo Dolls on Metal Blade? But if you go back to the early stuff, we had, so I wanted to sign COC and DRI and a couple other punk bands in the late 80s. And I couldn't. Like both DRI and COC, they said, we love you, we love you, but we can't be on a label called Metal Blade. Because this was when punk and metal were not friends at all. And they were like, it's a kiss of death for us. I said, well, what if I started another label with another name? And they said, okay. So I started Death Records, and we signed the Goo Goo Dolls, and we signed COC, and we signed Dr. No, and we signed the Mentors, and we signed the Goo Goo Dolls. And the Goo Goo Dolls were a really cool, fun punk band out of Buffalo, New York. Their early stuff is very punk. Half of the record is sung by Johnny, who was a very punk rock guy, the bass player. The other half was, by Robbie, the punk rock bass player. The other half by Johnny. And so, we were working with them over years. We put a bunch of stuff out. And a real quick aside to them, I was watching Sunday Night Football a couple years ago, and the Bills were playing, and they played like one of the bumps out into a commercial. And I was like, so that's an old Goo Goo Dolls song. And I rewound it, and I was like, yeah, I was trying to figure out what it was. It was something off Superstar Car Wash, and I'd listened to that record for, 10 years. I listened to that record, and it sounds so similar to the Foo Fighters. Like, so similar. It's like, Dave, did you with that? But they were like a really super cool punk band, and then out of the blue, we put out this record of Point and Goo, which was still a heavy rock album, but it had a song called Name on it. That was an acoustic song, and K-Rock, local LA legends, at the time Kevin Weatherly, he was the program director. Anything he played turned to gold, basically. And one night he just decided to play Name and see what the reaction was, and it went through the roof. And in like 2 weeks, like the record was selling like crazy. It went gold in like a month or so. And then they've now graduated into the adult rock world. So people always wonder that they started on Metal Blade. They listen to that early stuff. They're a really cool punk rock band in the late 80s, early 90s.
And speaking